What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Flying Brian's Garage. So today we have a special project. Actually kind of two in the works, as I should say. Well, really three, but that's for a separate video. Most of y'all know this tractor from previous video or future video. I don't know which one it is yet, but replacing the carburetor and getting it running for this 14.5. Well, we've gone a different route with this tractor now. This was my wife's build. She didn't build it, but I built it for her. And she just don't like it. It's not her style, and she just don't like it. So we're going to be changing that today. This is now going to be my mud build instead of the John Deere. So we will be removing parts from the John Deere and putting them on here. We will be removing her wheels and tires, seat, engine, and trans and battery, and putting it on her new build, which y'all will see in just a few minutes. But with that being said, we're going to be parting out 3 tractors to certain extents, and then we will be building a couple on video. So y'all stay tuned, and let's get to it. Alright, first things first, we got to drag the deer over there. I'm going to be pulling the wheels and tires off of this, and I think that's it. Honestly, I'm not going to use this engine or any of that. I might, grab spare parts here and there, but I think I'm going to leave this one technically as is, and just pull what I need, which is wheels and tires, really. I don't really see anything else that I want off of this. So let's get it hooked up to this and drag it over there, so I can jack it up, swap out tires, and then we can move on to the other 2 builds, which one you've seen and the other one you ain't. So it's one that hasn't been on the channel yet. Well, yeah, it has. I don't know what I'm thinking. The Revival. So yeah, it's the Revival rig. But yeah, let's get this drug up there, and then we'll go assess those 2. Hard to do this and film at the same time. Alright, after a huge struggle, we got this thing up here. Definitely going to pull out wheels and tires and all that, and they'll go on the other build. So let's go get us a jack, come back here and yank it wheels, tires. I don't think anything else I'm taking out of here. Nah, I'm gonna leave this thing as is. So just wheels and tires for now. Alright, we got some tires. Swap on. So let's get to swapping on these tires real quick. That way I can have them tires for my new red build. Which I should be way happier with. Don't get me wrong, I just don't like new John Deere. Tip. Alright, let me get these old tires on and get the tires off that I need. Alright, we got the front tires on the new build, which I think look pretty awesome. I think this is going to turn out to be pretty nice. But we have an engine swap to do, so I'm going to get to the engine swapping part of the build, and then we can move on to the other part, which will be rear end and seat. So let's get engine swapping. Alright, we got the engine off of the new build sitting over here. We're going to carry it down to the shop and pull the 14.5 off of that one and come up here and install it on this one here. Alright, we got the engine down in the shop. Had to manhandle it because it's real late and can't run anything, so I'm wanting to get it done, so manhandle it. I carried the damn thing all the way down here, and I guess I'm going to carry the 14.5 all the way back up there, so be it. But what we're going to do real quick is go ahead and I got to switch valve covers because of the valve cover that we made for this build. Behind me originally has a pulse pump and it needs one. So this engine's going to need a pulse pump, and this one is not. So this valve cover needs to go on this engine. So that's what we're going to do real quick, is switch valve covers. Then I'll go ahead and get this engine loose. Luckily everything's going to bolt right back up properly. And that makes for just a perfect swap and perfect build for a quick build. I'm probably going to have to jack the fenders up and the gas tank up to fit the wheels, or do something else about the gas tank or something. But we're going to figure that out. And we're going to have to accommodate for MST 206 in this unit, which is originally an automatic. So we're going to see how we can set that up. But let's get the engine swap done, and then we'll talk about transaxle swaps and, you know, wheel swaps and all that good stuff, because there's a lot to do. Alright, we got our valve covers switched. I'm not sure if we're going to pull this one again, but I put the new gasket on here to make a good, nice seal. If I have to go into it again, it'll be okay. you can typically reuse those, but this one is a little wore out, so I'm just using this to hold the oil in the engine while I switch, because I still got to do a valve adjustment on this engine, so I'm not really worried about it. I'm going to have to pull this off, cut a new gasket anyway, and that'll be on a separate video. So y'all stay tuned for that video, because there'll be a few things being done to this, and I'm actually waiting for HIPA to send parts. I don't know if something's wrong in the mail or whatever's going on, but waiting on parts, and it's been a while. So but yeah, let's go ahead and pull this engine, get it set to the side, and then we can go ahead and install that one on here real quick before we go up and install the other one. Alright, the engine has been robbed from the AYP, which is, oh, I love these. So we're going to get all this out of the way and make room for our new engine. This will make this a great workhorse. So, especially with the lock 206, oh, whew, good stuff. So, let's get the oil spouts switched out, because that one's extended and I need it for this application. She needs the shorter. So we'll get those switched out real quick and then install the 17 on here. Alright, we got engine swapped, battery removed, seat swapped. The only thing we're looking at this point is transaxle. So I'm going to go ahead and put the hood back on this. I do need a piece from the vacuum pump here to the overhead valve vacuum, but we'll get that sorted. And yeah, let's get the hood back on. Alright, hood is back on. It's gonna look a lot different. The only other two things we're going to do is we're going to cut the muffler off so we have a straight pipe, and we're going to put this 206 transaxle up in it, and then we'll have a good functioning mud mower with these rear tires on it. So I'm looking forward to seeing this build done. And yeah, y'all stay tuned on this episode. We're going to be back at this one again, but for now I'm about to shut it down on this one. We're about to move all our stuff back up to the other shop so we can address the other tractor with the engine and everything else, because I kind of want to get it done and out of the way so I can focus on these other ones that you know, need me as well. So let's get up there and knock that one out real quick, and we'll come back to this one probably tomorrow. Alright, we're gonna call it a night. We've got the 14.5 on there, as y'all can see. That is the 14.5. It's not bolted down yet, but we'll get there tomorrow. Got the seat and everything ready to go, and then once we get that done, we'll transaxle swap this thing, and then it should be good to go. So I'm gonna get in here and cook some dinner, get some sleep, and I'll see you guys on this project tomorrow. What's going on, guys? It is the next day. I've already spent a couple hours out here working on this thing. Got it pretty much tied together. We've got our engine mounted. I gotta get the intake back on it and the oil overflow. We got our starter in place, our cover, we got our exhaust on. I still got to remove this bracket. We put our tires on last night. I got our headlights hooked up. I got our battery from her tractor put in here and hooked up. The seat is mounted. So it's actually looking pretty good. We just need to get a couple things done on it, and then we can call it done for that and start moving to swapping out transaxles and getting that done. Alright, we got our transaxle removed, we got our tires and wheels removed from our transaxle. We're working on getting the transaxle out of this one first, then we'll go down to the shop with the wheels and tires and transaxle. We'll do a swap into the old red tractor, and then we'll go ahead and from there come back up here with the hydrostat and install the hydrostat into this tractor. Alright, we got our transaxle on the ground. It's seen better days, for sure. Looks a lot better. We'll clean it up and then take it and get it in the shop. Alright, we're back in the original mower shop. We got this thing lifted up. I'll show you how we got it lifted. I've got the engine hoist back here, and it is got the fat ratchet strap holding the main mower up, and then I got the other one on the other side to keep it from teetering. We have our donor trans that is going in this unit, which is a modified trans that me and Shaggy modified. It is an MXT206. It's just a different one than the one we pulled out of the Murray up there just a second ago. The reason I'm going to use it is because the pulley up top is actually higher, and that'll compensate. So looks pretty straight. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drop this one. We'll fit this one up into here. This one will go up into the Murray, and this one is actually going to be donated to the general here. And that's going to be the transmission for this unit. So y'all stay watching, and yeah, let's get this done. Let's actually real quick, let's pan back. Let's go to the John Deere back here. Let's take the tires that we pulled off the Murray that are on the trailer over here, the back tires. Let's get them put on the John Deere and get that done, and then we can come back over here and worry about getting this thing swapped over transaxle wise. Well, the John Deere got its tire swap. It has been retired from being a mud mower. It is now just a yard tractor. Still runs and rides. Still hydrostatic, but just remove the tires. So we're going to retire this thing and push it off to the side and move on with our project. Alright, the John Deere has been retired to a new spot until it is either claimed by a friend or sold. So it's been good, but on the bigger, better things, like this guy, that guy right there. So it turns out my transaxle is not locked, and I want it locked. So we're going to leave this towards the end of the video. When I come in here, and I'll crack it open, lock this thing up, seal it, and install it into the tractor. So we're going to leave this the way it is for now, and we're going to go ahead and finish the Murray. I've got the transaxle is out of the hydrostat donor, and we have our hydrostat here on the trailer. One of the wheels did not want to budge, so I just kind of left it and dropped it with one wheel on it, and kind of helped counterbalance the weight so I could loosen one side and then drop the other. And yeah, let's get to the other shop, the automotive shop. Let's get up there and get this transaxle in the Murray and get that done so we can come back down here and focus on the locking the transaxle and install it in this one, because I'm ready to ride this thing for sure. Alright guys, so it's been a few days. There was parts of this video that I wasn't going to film because it's just taking a long time, and I ran out of welding wire, and my grinder burned up, and it's just been a whole ordeal. But I am in the process of making a shift bracket for the shifter. We're not going to be able to use this shifter on this side because it's just not compatible for what I need. So we're actually using this part, the deck release, or the deck lowering part. This is going to be reversed in this area. This is neutral. These are full gears, and that's the high gear. As we can see under here, I have welded a bracket for the brake, because this used to be a pull style brake, and then I turned it into a push. As you see, that's where my grinder broke, so I actually cut that with a sawzall and just welded it together that way. But now our brakes are engaging and disengaging like they should be, and we have brakes on this unit. The transaxle has been installed, and the rear tires are on. I had to weld in the transaxle brackets because this frame is narrower than the other frame that it came out of. But as you see, I have them welded in, and that's not going to go anywhere. So now if I have to remove the transaxle, I just take that bolt off down there, and then it drops out without the frame, or the front mounting bracket, I should say. I do have this part in the back where the transmission disengage for you to be able to roll it. I had to drill this out in the rear, and I also had to extend the rod for it to be able to reach, but now it is functional, so that would be able to push it around the yard, and then that engages the transaxle. So that now works. Let's move over here. I'm about to be working on putting a gas pedal on it. I have to switch out the tank because the tank is cracked in a million different spots, so I got to get a tank for it. I've got to figure out the clutch pulley for the bottom here and adjust the clutch and get all that lined up with the new pulley on top of the transaxle, and then get a shifter installed. And then all we're waiting for at that point is the carburetor from HIPA, which is actually a different video, and this will be in a different video as well. So the video actually is going to start out with the DYT 4000, and in the middle of the video it's going to be switched, and it's just going to be, you know, a totally different frame, same drivetrain, and I'm going to continue working on the drivetrain. But until then, we're going to continue on with this and get this buttoned up, and then we will pop back over to the other tractor that I parted all this out from. We'll get it assembled for me, and we also need to get a belt for this thing, so we need to figure out if we have a belt for this size. I'm going to finish up with the shifter, try to get it done, and then we will move on to looking for a belt and fixing the clutch. So let's start getting this project buttoned up, because we got another one to focus on, and it's a lot of work. We're almost done with this thing. So very close. So I want to take a quick second and pause the video and ask y'all to help me with something. I need y'all to do me a favor. Go down and hit that subscribe button. Smash it. Smash that bell. Go like the videos. You know, tell me where you're from. Say hi. Whatever. Ask me questions. It doesn't matter. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subs. And I cannot do that without your guys' help. So definitely go subscribe. Check out the Facebook, the Instagram, the Snapchat, and now we have a TikTok. You can just go type in Flying Brian's Garage and you will find me. All the profile pictures are the same. It's easy to find. And yeah, give me some likes, give me some subscribes, and all that good stuff. I'm trying to build this, and I can't build it without everybody's help. So hope you guys are enjoying the videos. You know, got a lot of good videos coming, constantly coming, and I'm constantly sourcing new projects. So stay tuned, and with that being said, let's get back to the video. What's going on, guys? Another day on the Murray project. We're trying to finish it up. Got a couple things left to do. Got to do the idler pulley for the clutch system, the belt system, and then we got to do the shifter for the hydrostatic engage for the forward and reverse. So we're going to go ahead and get started on that. I've got the pulley over here. Now I did realize once I welded this up, this hole is just too big, and then I figured out that I don't really have anything to slide in there to use as a coupler or a guide for this bolt. I don't want this flapping around in there, of course. You know, it's got to be a solid piece. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here with a rasp tool on the end of my drill and kind of file this out just a little bit so this will slide in and I can weld it. Now, this bearing that Shaggy had cut off of one of his pulleys, which I'm glad he left it behind, it slides perfectly inside of this collar. So I'll probably run some welds in there to secure that, and then it'll be secured to the bearing, and then I will use that as a spacer. Needless to say, I will probably also take and cap it off. Once I weld that, I will cap it off with a washer that is the same diameter on the inside as this bolt. Weld it to the top of this, and then it'll just be a big gigantic spacer that I weld onto this pulley, and this pulley is going to be a big gigantic idler for in the middle of that. And what it's going to do is it's going to space the belt out just enough to where it engages nice on every pulley, and the clutch isn't hitting that rear pulley on the transaxle. Well, thank you. I wanted that shut. Where it's not engaged with that, those two pulleys aren't engaged with each other, and the clutch, or not the clutch, but the belt isn't hitting that idler pulley on the other side of the bracket, which it is. So we're going to go ahead and solve those problems with that idler pulley in the middle, and then we will focus on working on the shifter. And before we go ahead and get started, I'm going to say that I've been kind of tossing around the idea of doing a little bit of a serious budget shop renovation. I'm starting to look kind of ratty in here to me, you know. I know it's, you know, extreme budget builds, but I kind of want a little bit of a better looking shop for, you know, it just don't look good. I want to clean it up for sure, because, you know, all the cobwebs and crap that's on the walls and stuff. I'd like to clean that up. I'd like to paint that wall one solid color, and probably take the hood from here, mount it over here somewhere on the wall. Probably take, I have some like metal plating, almost like some sheet metal stuff, gray painted, and I've got quite a bit of it, and I'd like to cap off all my tables with metal tops, and that one, you know, all three of these. Maybe move this one over here. We did get a new shelf the other day, which is pretty great. I'd like to move it up front and just clean this up, get it sealed. I've got some wood coming that maybe I can seal those spots right there at the tops of the roof, seal up a little bit more around here, and get this thing a little more, you know, sealed, and, you know, I can hold, you know, AC and trap heat. Maybe cut out a spot for a window unit that I have and install that for the summer months, and eventually do a door. So, and I'd like to get one of those flooring systems, those hard rubber floors that you can interlock together. It's like a tongue and groove, or like a puzzle type piece. You just interlock them, level this out, do the whole floor in that, and then I'd actually have a floor in here, which would be amazing. So it's in the works. Might make a video on it, might not, probably will. But if y'all want to see that kind of content, you know, let me know in the comments, and stay tuned, because I'm probably going to film it. I know for sure I'm going to do it, because I really want to kind of fix this shop up a little bit. So, but with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into today's project, get this thing finished up so we can actually start getting to the well, my tractor. So, let's do it. Alright, got our one piece welded up. It's kind of hard to see in there, but yeah, there's welds in there. What I'm going to do now is find a washer to cap this off with. It's the same diameter, the inside is this bolt. And then once we cap that off, actually what I'm probably going to do before I cap it off is I need to go ahead and waller out the hole here, slide this sucker through, weld it really good, and then I can cap it. So, well, I sure am glad that I finished the yard this morning. Yeah, it is rainy now. I didn't waste no time, but the yard's done, so that's all that matters. I actually went ahead and fixed this so it won't swing in anymore, and it seemed to be working pretty good because the wind chill's picking up out there just a little bit. I have to wipe the camera screen off. It got a little wet. Also had to close the windows because the draft was coming through. But what we did is we got our pulley welded up. Nice and straight. It's where it needs to be. We're going to cap that off now, and then we're going to install this on the Murray. All we got to do is drill a hole, but I need everything assembled so I can use it to guide for a hole. And then once I drill a hole, we'll bolt it in and call her done and move on to the shifter. Alright, so we've got our pulley made. Right here. Couldn't find a washer, so I just used a piece of metal that I had laying around. Had a hole in it already. Everything's been welded up on both sides. It is nice and even. There's a bolt to go through. What we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and drill our hole for our bolt and get that ready to go in, and then we can move on to our shifter, and then we'll be done with this thing, have it on the ground and be able to ride it and have it out of here. That's one less project in the way and one more down for the books. So let's get this pulley on real quick and get this belt system and the clutch system operating properly. Let's get in here and get to it. Got our pulley. It's gonna go right about here. Now that we have her in place, let's drill us a hole. Come back here. Okay. Our hole has been drilled.
let's get it on there.
Alright, it's still raining quite a bit, but we're still getting stuff done even though the shop is... Oh, it's leaky. Leaky, leaky, leaky. I know there's a few YouTubers that I watch, at least one in particular, and knows all about leaky shops. And he still keeps going, so can't let it stop you. But we're going to go ahead and take a look. This was our list that we had for the previous video, fixing the tow rig, but this is pretty much all, you know, redundant now because we changed rigs. So, trying to get all the crap off of this board. Come on. There we go. Now we're clean. Now we can start fresh. New build. All we got to do is shifter linkage and ride it. So we got our let's get y'all up under here. I did a few things. There's our welded bolts on top. We have our pulley, and that white stuff is white lithium grease, just in case you were wondering. We put a couple of belt catches in place. There's one there, one way back there. It's looking pretty good. I might have to still do a little bit of adjustments on pulley heights and stuff like that, but I'm going to try to run it the way it is and see how it does. But the belt's on, it gets good tension with that pulley in the middle. And all that setup is done, and we got everything back together. Only thing we have to do at this point is we tried to get this shifter linkage to work, but it is not the right angle. So we're gonna have to take this out, back to the drawing board, figure out what's the best angle for it to be at, and then re-angle the damn thing. So let's figure that out. Maybe do a slight adjustment to the shifter linkage on the transmission there. There's an adjustment bolt right there behind that clip. That's it. That adjusts the tension on it. You see that spring behind it. I think I'm going to back that off some and see if it takes out some of that tension, and maybe it'll free that up and it won't be so hard to shift that. And if that's the case, I may be able to make it work the way it is. If not, we may have to come up with something different. So let me loosen that real quick, see if that will solve my problem. And if not, then we're going to have to move on to making a new linkage. And then once we're done with this thing is ready to ride. Too bad it's raining. Alright, it's been a second since I cut the camera on, but let me get some light on here. So what I did was I went ahead and built a linkage, new linkage for the trans. I had to lift it up and figure out where neutral was. So I did confirm that the clutch and the belt does pull the transmission, so that is good. The clutch works, the belt catches work. When I disengage the clutch, or when I engage the clutch, everything stops as should, so that's a good thing. Here is our linkage. Now you're probably going to think, well, that's really elaborate. Well, yeah, it kind of is, but it's going to be sturdy and it's going to work. So our setup is, that is our linkage. So what it's going to be, it's going to be in there like this. This part I'm going to put a bolt in on the linkage connected to the transmission, and then I'm going to tack it in a couple spots to keep it steady. That way it does not move. And then this part will be the pivot part. It goes all the way over to where the transmission, or where I have the pivot set up on the deck lever, which is going to be our new shift lever. So it's right there in that area. All I got to do is connect a rod from here to up here. It'll be a straight shot. They'll both pivot, and it should be a great gear selector. I know, like I said, I know it's elaborate, but man, this thing is not gonna bend. So I built it out of scrap that I had, pieces that were already cut, a couple brackets that I'd found. So we're gonna go ahead and install this and get this thing working so we can get it on the ground and out of the shop. I'm looking forward to riding this thing, so let's get her done. Alright, so just cutting the camera back on from last time. I have done quite a bit since then. We did fabricate up our arm that I showed you, and then we fabricated up this. This was quite a bit of cutting with a sawzall, and I had to file it down because I don't have a grinder, and drill it out for up here and all that stuff. But we have a linkage. It seems to work, which is a good thing. Actually, what we might have to do is come down here and take out some of this bracing and see if we can drop it down, maybe weld it over here somewhere, so that this will have more room to clear, because right now it doesn't. So we're going to try to figure that out. Other than that, this seems to work. We're going to go ahead, we got it lifted up in the rear just a little bit. We're going to go ahead and fire it up here on camera and test it and see if neutral works and reverse works, and you know, everything works like it should. If not, I need to do a little bit more adjusting, but looks like this is possibly going to be the trick. Damn it. Great. Well, it goes to show you I'm an idiot too. I forgot to pick up the power wire that I had running through there. Yeah, y'all just watched me almost burn down the rig. So, great. I just melted all of the wiring. That means I totally have to rewire the whole thing. Oh man. I hope everything else survived. Oh shit. Well, looks like everything survived up in here. Looks like the only two wires that got burned are positive and are negative. Oh, that's a bummer. I'm an idiot. Well guys, everybody makes mistakes. Always look over your work. I got in a little hurry trying to get stuff pushed out of here, and that's what happens when you don't look over your work. Always keep a pair of cutters nearby. Maybe I would have had less damage if I would have had a pair of cutters, but they were in the van, so now we're left with mower-barbecue instead of barbecue, and carbecue is mobecue. But yeah, we about burned her up, guys. Well, I did. Y'all didn't do shit. Oh man, melted the frickin' battery right there. Shit. Okay, well, now that everything's nice and crispy and still absolutely hot to the touch, I mean, look how crispy everything got. Me. My. What a dumbass. Well, so, I guess this is going to be a two-part video. Unfortunately, everything looks like it's just getting too long for this one, so I'm going to cut this one here after I get this thing going. And then we'll probably do the red one part 2. So I guess I'm going to rewire this thing real quick, figure out how much I can salvage. And well, I came out to work on finishing up the project, and yeah, I can't now. And this is why. Where is it at?
Right where the light is.
There it is. Oh, this helps see it.
Oh, does it?
Look.
Oh, dang. That's what's up, at least I can see it now.
What the hell is that?
I don't know.
Oh, I know it's a snake.
It's at least 3 foot.
But look at the colors.
I know. I think it's a rattlesnake, like my mother said. Best thing I say is,
I might be shooting a hole through the ceiling. If it's a rattlesnake, I think I'm blowing a hole in the roof. I don't do those things. Nope. Alright, so since last night, unfortunately we went back out there like 2 or 3 times. Once he was still there. The other time he wasn't. and I could have swore we heard a rattle. I could have swore I heard a rattle. And at first it seemed like it was something else, but I'm pretty sure it was a rattle, and I'm not gonna chance that. So unfortunately, shop's off limits. I think I had talked in this video about reamping the shop. Well, now that is a for sure thing we have to do. But first things first, before we even get started today, I've got to go move everything up here. Everything. At least the stuff I'm working on. I'd probably say the tractor that we're working on, the parts, a few other things that we need to drag up here. And then I'm probably going to take the tarp off of the front of the shop over there, unfold it, maybe go ahead and go around up here and close this off, and we'll just use this as the shop for the while until I'm able to fix that back up. So that's kind of what it's looking like. I'm going to go ahead and start moving stuff, getting stuff back up here, and then we can start for the day. So let's get to it. Well, so far I don't see that shifty bastard anywhere. I'm trying to check. So the last thing I need's a note rope biting my ass when I'm trying to do something. The only problem is, just because I can't see him doesn't mean he ain't in there. Honestly, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull off the tarp first. I'm going to come up here with the mud slut, and I'm going to lift the ass end of that tractor up just a little more. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and yank that sucker with it sitting on the jacks. I'm just going to yank it down, because I ain't getting bit. I'd rather fix shit that I tear up than get bit by a damn snake. That's just me. I don't know if any of you crazy assholes out there that would rather get bit by a snake than break your shit and have to fix it. Well, that's on you, not me. So I think what we're going to do is we'll go ahead and pull out this tarp, way I can see in there better, and then we'll start yanking shit out that we need up there, start toting it up there, get everything set up, and then we can continue on with our project. Took me a little while, but we have us a tacky ass shop set up. It's not the best, but it'll do temporarily till we get our shop down there redone to the best of my ability with $0 budget and scrap material. We're gonna try to get it better, but I got a little bit more straightening up to do, and then we're gonna go ahead and start working on our project. We need to lift the front up again so I can get up under it, and then we can adjust the throw on the linkage to the transmission and go ahead and finish our rewiring from the other night when we almost burnt it down in the shop. But now that there was a snake in there, you know, maybe we should have burnt down the shop. I don't know. But give me a few minutes. I'm going to go ahead and finish straightening up, and we'll go ahead and get to, I guess, this evening or tonight's project. Alright, I've been out here for about an hour working on this thing. I've got the wiring done, so the battery's back in it. New wiring all the way ran. It is now out of the way. Excuse me. is now out of the way of that pulley, so it cannot rub. I put a hanger in there. It's right here, and it runs along the bottom of the frame now instead of the top. That should solve a lot of problems. I'm going to kind of neaten everything up here. The last thing we have to do, honestly, I also did go ahead and fill the oil just to, I needed to check it. So I checked it, it was low, I filled it. So that's done. It's holding fuel. Got the battery system done. It does register still. So we still have battery. All the rest of the wiring should still be good. All I need to do is probably relocate this bar here down lower so I can have a little more throw in the transmission there for forward. And then we can neaten up everything, get this thing off the lift, get it on the ground, and tomorrow we should be riding this thing. So let's finish this thing up and call it a night. Alright, we got our linkage adjusted and she's on the ground. We're going to take this thing for a test ride tomorrow, and if she runs and rides, that's it. So we're going to call it a night, and we will see you guys out here tomorrow to go take this thing through the yard for a good rip. Alright, this is the next day. It is raining out here. Let's see if this thing runs and rides, because I'm ready to test it out. It's been quite a job. If I lost the belt already. Pretty sure we already done lost the belt, so let's figure that out real quick and then come back at it. Alright, let's try this again. Make sure there's no snakes hanging, because I'm going to park this in here so it's not in the rain. I don't see any snakies. Okay, we're good. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. She runs, she rides. This was a successful swap from 6-speed to hydrostat. I don't know why it took me so long to figure that out. 6-speed to hydrostat, custom shifter, custom brake lever, custom wiring, pulleys, all that stuff. Runs great, rides good. I'll probably have to put a couple belt catches in there some point. But other than that, it's not a bad unit. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please go down there and leave me a like. It helps YouTube algorithms and helps me be seen. So, y'all be sure to go smash that like button. Go subscribe if you haven't done so yet. The button's right up there. Hit the all notifications little bell. That way you'll be notified every time I drop a new video, which is at least twice a week. Sometimes if I'm in a predicament, it might be once a week, but most of the time it is twice a week. I try to post every 3 to 5 days. We also have a Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and a TikTok. The only one that's different is a Snapchat. It is an avatar. The rest of them are the same profile picture as the YouTube channel. So all you got to do is go to those platforms, type in Flying Brian's Garage in these search engines, and you should find me. Otherwise, go check out some of the old videos. Got a lot of good stuff back there. A lot of stuff that ain't getting watched. I noticed the views ain't as much anymore, so that's great. Seeing I'm trying to build this thing, it's so great to see everything just drop. Not. But yeah, y'all be sure to check out some of the older videos. Stay tuned for the newer videos. And check out those other social media platforms where I post different content on those. So, with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I will see you guys on the next episode.